And welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's night, morning, day, or evening. And welcome aboard to today's stream. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning for me, so I don't give a toss of what kind of filter we have today. But regardless, what we're going to be doing is, as the title says, we're going to be in an unexplained 11 flight doing a couple of night circuits in the beautiful SSG 747-8F. It's an aircraft that obviously not many people would take a look around, but the 747-8 has always been a lovely aircraft of mine. Not only that, the 747 has always been a pinnacle of aircraft, in my opinion. The fact that there is a hump on an aircraft is amazing, and the fact that this aircraft was actually meant to be made for cargo only further pushes the fact that this aircraft is very important in the, what do you call it, industry, in the freighter industry. uh, Trust me, the 747 is a beautiful aircraft for freighters. You can say the 757, you can say Airbuses, but genuinely the 747 is built like a C5 or an Anton of 124. But it's nicer, better for the pilots, better for the air traffic controllers. So it's genuinely something that is beautiful. And with that, we don't have any flight plan for today because what we're doing is circuits. We're not doing proper flights. I was going to do a VATSIM flight earlier, but the main issue was I missed it by 20 minutes. So, yeah. I thought, if I'm not going to do a night VATSIM flight, I might as well do a day non-VATSIM flight. So that's the plan. So if you wonder what the aircraft in question is today, it's this. I'm pretty sure you've seen this format before. Hello, you can see my lovely little face and all the lovely things I have around here. I can't show you everything because there's still rudders underneath there. There's 4 levers over here, plus speed brake and flaps, so that'll be useful. And voila, the aircraft over there, that's the aircraft in question, is the Avincia Virtual Airline Cargo Division. We're doing this flight because this is actually the first aircraft, this is the first type of the aircraft into the fleet, so I have to take it into the air to make sure that everything looks good. Let's make sure everything is fine realistically and have make sure everything doesn't seem too horrific. We'll be doing this from cold and dark, so you can take a look at what we're going to be doing. And checklist, well, as always, we'll always take a look at checklist after we've done everything. So right now we don't really have to take a look too much. Now it's just action. It's action first, checklist later. So let's take a look that we have everything up. We can turn on the battery, left right utility can be turned on. External power will be important. Standby power is important. Oh, my little jingle of approval is having a slight issue. It's clipping my right ear. That's not great. IRS will deal with that later. Let's turn on the nav lights, which is always required to be on. We're going to turn that on. Window heat, which is useful. All the fuel pump is fine. Well, for one thing, we have to double check what our airport METAR for today is, as well as what our airport elevation for today is. So, METAR is, well, QNH is 1008. And I'm pretty sure that we want to do this quickly, so we'll just turn on the IRS now. Left nav. Nope. Center nav. Come on. I really need a new mouse. And right nav. Let's go straight for the FMC. Put that into together. We don't really require that. Kind of. We'll go for WMKK. Towards WMKK, which is our current airport for today. Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo, Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo. Again, it's night circuit, so it doesn't really matter whether we put in the instrument items. For the people who don't understand what I'm talking about, Basically, there's two different kinds of flight: visual and instruments. Visual is where you look outside the aircraft. Instrument is where you look inside the aircraft. The differences is, outside the aircraft you have to take a look around cities, lights, intersection, trees, mountains, lakes, stuff like that. While instrument, I'm pretty sure you know what waypoints are. Well, hopefully. If you don't, waypoints are basically uh, virtual points in the system where the aircraft can directly go towards that point. Instead of looking at visually, it's done digitally or analogically, so it doesn't have to be done. What do you call it? You don't have to do it visually looking outside, whether you're on the correct street or correct city, stuff like that. That's the difference. And because we're flying night VFR circuits, we don't really require that. So let's continue on. So what is the airport elevation? Oh my god, so many stuff for a small airport. I'm surprised it's not a Class Bravo airport. So we're currently over here on the west apron. We'll be departing from runway 32 right, elevation 69 noise. And the limit that we should set is about 1,000 feet. Yeah, night VFI is very sketchy. Usually in Australia it'll be 1,500 feet for aircrafts like this. And in Malaysia I believe it's 1,000 feet. So I'm going to put 1,500 feet instead. 500 feet extra, just in case. Welcome aboard, Vio. We're just getting the aircraft ready. We've got like 6 minutes before we can actually start the aircraft up. And if you're wondering what the aircraft looks like, this is the aircraft. The Avincia Cargo, which is our virtual airline for today. So, making sure everything looks good. Virtual. Well, we'll depart with that. We'll depart with runway 32 right. And we'll arrive with 32 right. And performance in it, bruv. 1,500. Ah, fish sticks. Ah, that's not enough fuel, is it? Let's put in 20,000 kilograms of fuel. And we'll put in... Let's just put in ballast of half, just so we know what it feels like to fly the aircraft with a little bit of load. This is simulated landing and takeoff, just so that we can imagine what it feels like as we depart and land. Anyways, let's see if this works. Runway 32, which is, I believe, 326, the heading. We won't use ILS for this matter. We'll use our normal items, and we'll figure out what to do. Hmm. 240. Well, we'll put 230 just in case, because chances are I don't want to deal with all this bullshit. So, beautiful aircraft, isn't it? Oh, why are we looking up? There we go. That looks better. It's a lovely aircraft. I love it. Anyways. Can we actually go through here? Yes, we can. Ooh, lovely premium economy seats. Can we go downstairs? Ooh, we've got proper bedding around here. So where do we go to go downstairs? Is it here? It is! Cargo! Cargo? Cargo! We've got cargo. Alrighty, we should continue with this because I keep forgetting to do it. Let's put a reserve at 2. We'll have enough fuel. Cost index, we'll call it 250. Plan, probably not much of a plan anyways. We'll depart with that, and we'll depart with flaps 10. Very light departure, not as usual, but usually light departures are fine. On this case, we'll just figure things out because we're, again, not doing too much of a instrument flying. But as we always do, 2,400 in the very case that we require to. Speed rest has to be at 240 stroke 11,000 feet. Just in case. Even if we're flying at 1,500 feet for the circuits, 240 stroke 11 is always an important number to live by. Yes, even if we put the IAS mark at what? 230. Come on, brain. I know it's 2:30 in the morning, but doesn't matter, does it? Yeah. Anyways, Jay will be departing with 250. V1 125, rotate at 141. V2 plus 15 will be 171. Should be lovely, should be dandy. We are going to depart like a brandy. Let's start our APU. We can start with these two. Let's turn on our beacon and let's get our pushback ready.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
I will have to turn this way due to regulations, but we'll see how it goes.
Cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Uh-oh. That's not good. No, that is good. That is what I wanted. Alrighty. Whilst waiting for our tow, let's turn on some of the lights and turn on the hydraulics. Aux, auto, aux. I believe our APU is starting and we switched over. We can turn that off. We can turn that off and we can put on the actual brakes. We should have done that the other way around. Brakes first and then the thingamabob. That would have been more useful. We can turn that on to get people breathing.
Okay, all
we can
doors
start
and hatches are
all
closed.
these
Ready to connect.
items.
Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set. 20 tons of fuel is fine, right? For a lovely, what do you call it? Takeoff and landing. About 3 of them, or 5 of them at the very least. It should be fine. Worst case scenario, we'll just poke in another truck. Let's give us a 40. I don't trust myself sometimes, unfortunately. But there's one of the fortunate times that I will. Not. Will not. Flaps 10. What is... I just realized. What is our...
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
7-3. Alright. We're out of GPU or external power. We can switch off the brakes.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Alright, well, might as well start the engines now. Start from engine 4. Engine. Let's do an auto start. Probably much easier. Ah. And just remember, QNH 1008, which is a lovely, lovely, lovely weather if you think about it. We don't really need to start much of a, what you call it? Yeah, we don't really have to do much of a checklist for today because we've already got everything covered. Yep, we got 40,000 tons on each tank. Well, not on each tank, I mean like in total. If it's on each tank, we'd be fucked. Come on, Monsieur. Keep pushing. Oh. Engine 2 starts. And 2. Over 21. EGT still climbing. And then 1 rising. Ah, lovely time. Engine 3 a starter. Engine 2 doesn't seem like it's gonna do anything stupid, like a surge or anything, realistically. Unable cruise altitude, that's fine. Oh my god, why are you doing, Mr. Truck Driver? Please don't swing. You're touching on a plane that costs more than your whole life, prick. So now to start, and 1 climbing. An EGT passing for 475. Starting engine 1. There we go. Lights. The fluff is a guy on the ground doing? I think he's as drunk as I am. Oh shit, I forgot to turn on more lights. Wing lights, logo lights.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
And parking brake is a set.
Disconnecting
Engine
code.
1, 2, 4.
Stand by.
Oh my goodness me. Alrighty, disconnect. Looking at everything, it looks correct. I mean, we'll definitely need that, so don't worry. Nothing that's screaming on the sky. Nope. We're all good. Can turn this back to auto now. Can also turn off our APU.
Hose disconnected
And turn on our
bypass pin has been
packs.
removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And life isolation off. Co-pilot, can you actually check if there's, you know, thingamabob not fucking up? Da da da. Hello, Dave. Do you have a gear lock? Yes, you do on your right hand. We have the gear lock on this and we can get going. Taxi lights. And final check. My final check is generally just a quick through because I don't have the proper checklist currently. But most of it is definitely in my head because I had to make one for this virtual airline as well, which is funny. FMC message considered. Alright, we'll have to do a UE and then onto the runway. Oh my god. We'll check the thingamabobs as well. Oh, there we go. You guys should be able to hear me. Talking about hearing me, let's start turning left. Turning left, decreasing, decreasing, and decreasing, and decreasing, as well as decreasing, 5 decreasings. Sorry, I'm looking at the compass. If we turn left, the compass should decrease. If we turn right, the compass should increase. And that is a very important check. That's how we check our compasses and the HSIs and all that. Flaps 10. Controls, please. Flat control. Full right. Full left. Full pitch up. Full back. Full forwards. And control full and free. Trims at 7.3. Checking my brakes. Brakes checked. Continuing. Now I'm confused because why is it in the negatives, our altimeter? Is it because it's manually configured? That's why. Ah, fish sticks. Now while that's happening, we can continue taxiing down. Flight director left, flight director right, toga toga. And let's just have the AT arm as well, just in case. Back to the engines page. FMC message considered. And our QNH is correct now. Lovely jubbly. That is why if something looks wrong, always question it. Never leave it behind. If you do leave it behind, you might risk your or someone else's life. Never leave things behind. Alright, we'll have to probably turn onto Bravo 14 because that is usually an oncoming taxiway and is usually a going taxiway. It's like driving in America. Okay, I drive on the right sometimes, and then we have to switch it over when the wind goes the other way. That is standard taxi routes anyways. From what I believe anyway. Alrighty, we'll have to turn right into Alpha 11. Again, there's no VATSIM, so we'll just have to go onto it. Runway 32 right. Confirmed. And we haven't done our final brief. We have Vincia 7122 departing and arriving, doing circuits around Kuala Lumpur International Airport, departing with flaps 10. QNH 1008, the runway 32 right, no specific departures, it's a right hand turn. And we'll be taking off with 12114 something. God dang it, we've already forgotten about that. Yee. Performance in it. 125, 141, and 171 with V2 plus 15, and then we'll climb it normally. We'll turn right, passing 500 feet. And then we'll continue with our lovely downwind leg. We won't be putting up onto flaps 1. We won't be putting flaps up. We'll only go up to flaps 1. Halfway through the downwind, we will continue. We will drop the landing gear, and then we'll come around for base and final. Alright, let's start this bastard. Strobes, taxi lights off. Confirm packs are on. Flaps 10. And everything's set. Let's get going. Hello, Carlo.
Approaching 3-2 right.
3-2 right confirmed. Sorry if I missed your message, but hello there, Carlo. I'm just doing some practice flights with the 74 Foxtrot freighter. And a full left. Yeah, hello there, Carlo. Ta-ta-ta.
On runway 3-2 right.
3-2 right confirmed. Clock goes on. 40. And toga.
knots.
Cross-checked.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Positive climb gear up. I'll do that in a bit. I'm just going to test out the SSG as well. Stand by a moment. Oh yeah, sure. I don't mind helping out. I'll just be doing this. Miss a 400 mark. And let's maintain over here. Start turning for crosswind. I missed it earlier. Aircraft's doing stuff by itself. I don't want that. I'd rather have it on my own. I want it to be about 200 knots right now. Alright, 150. Oh my god. Sorry, no, not 150, 1,500. Airspeed. Airspeed, flaps 5. Flaps 5 sets. $330 plus 60. 390 minus 360, 060. Currently on crosswind. Potentially, Carlo, we'll take a look at that. Passing crosswind. Kuala Lumpur traffic of NCS 7220, correction 7122, turning downwind, touch and go, runway 32 right of Kuala Lumpur traffic. $60 plus 90, 120. No, it's 150. Continue. I knew something was wrong. Don't worry. Altitude. Caution altitude. Altitude. Correcting. It's 150, isn't it? Oh my god. Aircraft, come on. Alright, slow it down slightly. Check the radio alts. And gear down. We're not even in pat. We're not doing ILS currently. We're doing VMC, so it should be fine. Da, da. 151. Airspeed control is good. I love that. Let's arm the brakes. Speed brakes, I meant. Nope. Altitude. Caution, altitude. We were still within legality, technically. But we weren't really legality when it comes to training, unfortunately. Airspeed, altitude. We'll sit slightly higher. There we go. Alright, flaps 10. Speed checked. And let's start turning in for final. Altitude. Caution, altitude. Start descending, mate. Start descending. Flaps 25. Correction, flaps 20. It's not that high. Airspeed. God damn, staple finger broke. Doesn't really want us to do it. 1,000 feet. Radio alt alive. Flaps 20. 5. Runway in sight. Speed brakes, I'm not too sure how to arm it, unfortunately. How do I arm it? Can I arm it with a freaking thing? Speed brakes. Toggle speed brake arm. We'll do that. Shift A? Shift A sounds good. Speed brake armed. Speed brake is definitely armed. Flaps 30. 1,000 feet. Stabilize, miss approach altitude set. Slightly low on the, what do you call it? Poppies, but we can maintain the altitude until we are on the reds and whites. We'll have a slight, very, very slight cross on the right, but it's not too bad. Airspeed is a little bit high. 1,000 feet. Stabilize with approach altitude set. Light cross. Falling out of Poppy. There we go.
Approaching. 3, 2, right.
3 to right confirmed. Poppy 1 white. Airspeed stable. 2 whites continuing. 500 above.
400. 300.
3 whites, come on, aircraft, do it. All whites, go around.
200.
Going around. You're up. Speed check, flaps 25. Speed check, flaps 20. And let's do an early crosswind. God dang it, that didn't work out too well, did it? It was slightly unstable. It was stable once we caught the puppy, but then it went unstable again on final, on very short final. Plus, this was circuits, it's not ILS landings, or visual approach, or circuit land. On the 747. Yep, air altitude, airspeed, flaps. Flaps 10. And up to flaps 5. At least I know when to do a go around. Altitude. Caution altitude. Heading. Caution heading. Correcting. Altitude alert considered. Alright, let's get the aircraft ready. Under 250, gears down. Flaps 10. Speed checks. Alcohol induced. That's not a position, that's fine. Port wine. Lovely drink. With Sprite. No sugar Sprite, of course. Let's send for base and flaps 20. Speed checked. I do agree. High bank angle considered. Continuing. It's only high bank angle if we're climbing, not descending. Speed brakes are armed. I can see it on my ICOS. Altitude alert considered. Airspeed, flaps 25, speed checked. 1,000 feet. Radio alt. Airspeed, caution airspeed. Runway, caution runway. Don't worry, it's fine. Angle of bank, caution. There we go. Nope. .500 feet, that's fine. As they say, we can be at 500 feet on final. And we can't be lower than 500 feet until we're on final, which is what we're currently on. Flaps 30, speed checks. And we are on final, confirmed. Runway 32 right confirmed, continuing. Speed brake is armed and considered. Still 4 reds. We'll maintain this altitude until we get the profile.
Approaching. 3, 2, right.
3 right confirmed. One red, sorry, one white. We'll start descending. 500, stabilize, continuing.
400.
Under the reds, that's fine. And we're back onto Poppy.
300. 200.
100 above.
50. 40. 30.
Long landing. Long landing. 1.
Slightly hard, that's fine.
Remaining.
Just slightly hard. That's not good. Stand by. And we're going around. If we can turn off the auto arm, and let's go. Jeebus Lorenzo, that was not
6,000 remaining.
6,000. We'll be able to get out of here with less. If we don't scratch our tail, Jesus. That's not great. Gear up. That wasn't too great of a landing. See, even the game says it was stable-ish. slightly higher touchdown pitch. Very slightly. Only ever so slightly. Aircraft will have their hard landings once in a while. Plus, it's a night landing. I haven't done a night landing in 747 in a long time, so excuses, I understand, but god damn it. Yeah, we can turn that off. That's fine. The plan was I was trying to see if the stalling method works. In the Cessna, what we're supposed to do is stall the aircraft on the runway for it to land, which is what I tried to do. You're supposed to hear the beep, beep, which is a stall warning on the Cessna. And flaps 5, gears up. And thrust on climb. So I was testing if that method could work on the 747. Which is why you saw me, yeah. It's not a Cessna, but it's an airplane. And most of the airplanes that we do is kind of similar in that method. Are you saying that the Cessna and the Boeing 747 is not an airplane? That they do not work in the same laws of physics? They have damn well near different systems, but the laws of physics should work the same. That's why I was thinking that if we stalled it slightly, it should work, but it doesn't work. That causes a slight issue with the high-pitched nose attitude. Unfortunately. Let's try this again. Altitude slightly low, continue climb. And gear down. Flaps 5, speed checked. Caution airspeed. Airspeed, caution airspeed. Flaps 20, correction flaps 10 sets. Alright, let's try this a little bit better this time. Probably with a better view. There we go. Altitude alert, caution altitude, correcting. Da da da. And starting to a right turn. Hopefully everything does well. Because god damn it, this aircraft is not going to be a big aircraft for me to fly. Unfortunately. Alright, let's send base. Flaps 20. Speed check. Set. Let's do a tighter turn this time. Tighter turn. Tighter turn. Caution altitude. Flaps 25, set. High angle bank, that's fine, it's not passing 30 degrees or 25 degrees. Still within legal limit. This one looks much better now. Altitude, caution altitude. And flaps 30 is set. And checked. It's fine, slightly off onto the side. 1,000 feet. Should be fine. Airspeed. Caution airspeed. Alright, let's try the Piper method then.
1,000.
Much better. And we're maintaining airspeed as we require. Jingle up. Speed brake not required. Start descending. Flaps checked. Flaps full. Gears down. 3 green. Speed brakes not required.
Approaching. 3, 2, right.
3 to right confirmed. Airspeed. Fuck me. Our airspeed's doing fine now.
500.
500 stabilized missile approach altitude set. Stabilize
400.
continuing.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Long landing. 1,000 feet remaining.
And touch and go. Much better landing. Gear up. Just slightly higher. 25. Flaps 10. Turning for base. Sorry, turning for crosswind. Da 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 da. Altitude, missed it. God dang it. Too used to just going past 3,500 like it was nothing. And airspeed, cautious airspeed. Caution, airspeed. Some issues. Just a slight turbulence, probably some mountain waves. Not a big issue around here. 1,200 knots. 1,500. Let's trim for this. Hey, we did well last time. So let's continue with our normal downwind checklist. Gear down. And under 200 flaps 10. Speed checks. Da, da, da. Oh, no. Airspeed, airspeed. Come on, airspeed. You can do it. There we go. Airspeed doing's fine. And let's just do a lovely right hand turn and deal with what we have to deal with. Called an airplane on rogue. Flaps 20. Speed checked. Altitude, caution, altitude. And an airspeed. I'll call 3 landings a day and then we'll taxi off and see how it goes. Yep, we're slightly off. So we'll be on base. Flaps 25. Speed checks. Oh my god. And on Poppy, that should be fine then. And on final. Flaps full. And speed brakes armed. Oh, we got a little bit more, what do you call it? We got a little bit more crosswind to the right now. So you gotta be cautious on that.
Approaching. 3, 2, right.
3 to right confirmed. 4 reds. Maintain altitude. Maintain. There we go. Much better. Now we're in profile again.
500.
500 above, stabilize. Miss approach altitude set.
400. 300. 200. 100.
100 above.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Long landing. Long landing. 1.
Too early on the flat.
1,000 feet remaining.
That's fine. That's fine. Full reverse thrust, full speed brakes. thrust off, and manual braking. And voila, we have landed this aircraft 3 times. We are now qualified to fly this aircraft for PAX. Was it unstable? We have speed brakes armed. What do you mean it was unstable? We have speed brakes armed. I swear we have speed brakes armed. If that's the only reason why it's saying it's unstable, then fluff it. Now back to the cargo bay we go. Flaps up. APU goes on. Always neat that to be on, especially for places with short taxiways. Internal strobes. Oh my god, hurry. Come on, hurry up. We don't want to be on the runway. Are we still on reverses? What the fluff? Alright. That was interesting. Engine 1 is still on reverses, apparently. There we go, engine 1 is no longer on the reverses. And if you think I'm actually... sit down and wait whilst we taxi down to the gate and all that, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do, most likely, is actually just watch the landings. And hope for the best. So, without a further ado, let's check out the landings. Here is our first landing from about an hour ago. Okay. That was definitely much worse than expected. Excuse for the loud noises, but airplanes are loud. We definitely went for a go around on that one, which was fine. That was a good go around. Second bit was less, well, more issuistic. Because we tried to do the first method of let's stall the aircraft onto the runway, which is understandable in some cases. We definitely almost tail-striked it. Let's see if we actually did tail-strike it. And it's going to stall. Oh my god, it's gonna tail strike. Oh, it missed the tail striking. Just by inches. Alrighty, let's try to look at this third item. Because I am no clue with how the third landing goes. It's much better than the other two, that's for sure. Oh my god. The approach seems to be decent at the very least. But let's see how the landing went. I've got a feeling most of the time here I keep flaring too early. That's because I always think that in a 747, the fact that you're flying up high in the cockpit makes me wonder that, you know, it's excuses, but it feels like we have to flare a little bit earlier than, let's say, 737, where when you hit 5, or at 5 feet above, we start flaring. No, we flare at 10. Well, when we hold at 5. There you go, see? I mean, that's not too bad of a landing, was it? It was standard, I would say. Standard. It was elementary. Lovely hold right above the runway, and then let the aircraft just gently touch the ground. Then whilst we still keep our nose high, we give it a full power so we can take off again. Now that was a much better landing. And let's take a look at our final landing. Our approach has been really decent, and this is finally one crosswind landing. I don't think it was that much of a crosswind, maybe it was like a 15 knots crosser. It's not too bad, but it could be worse. It could have been better, it could have been worse. I mean, the aircraft is kept straightened up slightly until that point. The aircraft is still definitely doing good, luckily. I'll try to keep a good angle where you can still see the wheels and the runway so you don't miss out anything. And although we finally landed slightly... Yeah, there you go. This one is slightly higher on the flare. But we still touched down safely. As you can see, what I mean by flare for the people who are not aviationists, a flare is when we try to pull back slightly on the on the stick, on the yoke, so the aircraft doesn't have too much of a sink rate. And as you can see, because I put it too early, the sink rate went from whatever it was to not right above the runway. We don't want it to be right above the runway, we want it to be on the runway. So what was meant to happen here is that once it reaches where there's no sink rate anymore, that's when I'm supposed to touch the runway. And unfortunately, slightly too high. Regardless, we did land safely. And with that, I think I'm going to end this stream with us being on the runway. Oh. Nope. With us being on the runway, watching the aircraft land. Hold on. Let me set this up properly. There we go. And for this instance, I'm going to turn off the chat and let you watch the landing. Oh my god, where is the stream chat? Twitch chat, there you are. Alright, there we go. Let's move to the right. And ladies and gentlemen, whilst the royalty-free music goes up, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Again, thank you for watching and see you later. Bye-bye.